Now, of course, we also want to be able to work her without the leash and have her understand what we're asking her to do when we just use a verbal command. So I'll do this practice, every day. Use her kibble, again, breakfast, dinner. I'm just practice going through her cues without a leash on. If she gets the zoomies or something like she was doing right before this, and she's having a hard time staying consistent, staying focused with you, you can just put a long line on her or put a leash on her and just, keep her back with you for a few minutes just to make sure she's focused and she's staying with you. What I'll do too, if I'm interesting enough, is I'll try to warm up a little bit and get her back with me by just doing a couple reps of, asking her name and then rewarding for just looking at me. Diva, yes, right, and using a lot of movement. Good girl, that's a dog. Oh, yes, good. And just letting her know that I have some stuff on me. If she pays attention, it's gonna work out for her. Diva, yes, good. And I can reward that focus too. So what I want to do here is prioritize my verbal cues. I don't want to have to use a lot of hand signals if I don't have to. I will if I need to help her out, if she's confused, if she's stuck. But generally, I want to say the verbal and then give her a second to think it through. Diva, come here. Thank you. Down. She's pretty good with me. It might take a few practice sessions for her to get the hang of this with you. And if that's the case, she's really struggling, she really seems confused, you give her a while to wait and she just, wanders off or gets bored or just, isn't doing it, what we can do, yes, is we can give her a hand signal help that she knows. So what that's going to look like is I'll just make sure I say the verbal first, and then I'm going to follow through with that hand cue. So down. Good. Just pointing towards the ground and back up. All right, and so that can be a kind of a way to transition her to understanding when you say verbal down, it means the same as when I say it to her. We're giving her that extra little hand signal help. We want to make sure we're not staying in her face when we do it. I want to be pretty quick. Down and back up. Good. And now all of my stays are implied. I don't ask for a stay. If I say down or sit, I mean stay. So if she gets up when I haven't released her, I want to make sure I enforce going back down again. And I can just tell her no, take the treat away, take the toy away, ask her to do what she was supposed to be doing, or, give her some extra hand signal help. I can hook a finger through the collar, lead her down. Basically just show her that she needs to continue doing that task that I asked of her. She's not done with it yet. So I want to make sure when we're doing this, I'm adding in little challenges. Good. Even just walking in a circle behind her is a pretty good challenge. Squatting down in front of her. Good. And when I say good, it means she's getting a reward for staying. So I'm going to bring that treat to her, right? Good. Doesn't mean she's done. It means the treat's coming to her. If I'm going to release her to a treat, if I want some excitement, I want to get her a little bit more enthusiastic about working, we're in some distracting environment, I need some more focus, I can use a release, a word that means that she is going to get a reward, but she's released to it, right? So there's a lot more enthusiasm. This is the word we've been using. This is a yes. All right, and that just means she can come get it from me. It can be a toy, it can be food. It just means I want her to be a little bit more excited about when she gets up. Sit. Good girl. This one's really hard for her, is the petting while she's sitting. Good. That's a really good thing to practice, is ask her to sit and then petting her and forcing her staying in a sit while we pet. Good. Now, if I want a little bit more calmness, I don't need to release her to food. Nope. No, that's fine. I don't need to release her to food or excitement all the time. I want to just tell her she's done. She doesn't need a treat for every single behavior. And that's just going to be break. Yep, thank you. And that just means she's not getting a reward. She's just done with the behavior. You can see it's kind of boring, so you don't always get a very quick response to it. And that's the idea, is it's just, okay, you're done. Okay, do it again. Okay, you're done. Okay, do it again. So if we want some more calmness out of her, that's what we can do, is a lot of just go to your bed, break, go to your bed, break, replace, break, down, break, and get her working a little bit calmer. When you do that, you might find that it's better to have the leash on her if you're going to do long periods of repetitions of that, because she's probably going to get pretty bored and want to wander off. But it's good for her to work through that boredom, right? And to build that self-control and to build just being able to tolerate not a lot of excitement going on. So that'll be a good thing to practice too, especially when you're working on your leash pressure stuff. It's just a lot of repetitions that are pretty slow, pretty boring, not much food involved. And mix them up with some more fun so that she stays sharp, lots of yeses, lots of food. And then adding in distractions, those stays, longer durations of stay, squatting down, petting her, knocking on the door, all that kind of stuff. Good girl, Diva. You good dog. All right.